Welcome everyone to our Wednesday special Experience the Power series. My name is Richie and I am so happy to welcome you all to today's very special where we will focus on the Tao Healing Hands and what it can do for us in our lives. My name I began as a Tao Healing Hands practitioner in 2019. And ever since then, I have had the great honor of offering healing to many people in my life, including my loved ones, my friends, and myself. And the results from that healing has always brought me great transformation and great change in areas of my life that I truly needed healing. So it is very important for me that I get to introduce the next guest that we have today. He personally has trained over 6,000 Tao Healing Hands practitioners all over the world. He is the co-author of the Greatest Love book with Dr. and Master Jigong Shah. He has written the book Divine Joy, which actually helps us when we helps us to align with the message of joy. It has personally helped me to align with the message of joy. And he has been featured on several European publications, on BBC Radio. I welcome Francisco Quintero to our Facebook Live to talk about the Tao Healing Hands and its power.
Thank you, Richie. Thank you for being here. Wow, thank you. Richie is an amazing Tao Healing Hands practitioner. You know, she didn't share everything, but she has, really she healed from depression, which was, causing a lot of suffering. But she's also offered a lot of other healing blessings to many people from around the world. Thank you, Richie. Okay, so take a moment to go to the live stream chat. Say hello, everyone. During the show today, I'm going to offer a very special Tao Healing Hands blessing to everyone who has joined us today. So you're not going to want to miss that. So make sure you stay till the end. So welcome, Risto, Tash, Leila, Felix. So we have some special guests as well today. So we're going to talk about the Tao Healing Hands. And, why is it important to become and receive Tao Healing Hands? Welcome, Leah. I myself became about 20 years ago, I met Dr. and Master Jigong Shah, and that began my journey as a healer. I went to Dr. and Master Jigong Shah for healing for high blood pressure, and it worked for me. And then I got interested in wanting to know more. And then a few years right after that, I myself joined a program that was similar to Tao Healing Hands. It was called Divine Soul Healer in those days. And that began a journey of me being a healer, a spiritual healer. The Tao Healing Hands is an empowerment to heal yourself, to heal others, to offer remote healing and group healing. Imagine there's so many people suffering right now. Just right now, before I jumped on this call, I got a message from a loved one who, this client of mine actually, who lives in Capo Verde, Capo Verde. And their 13-year-old daughter is having, difficulties with mental health, even, a lot of negativity in her heart and mind. And he's asking for help because she didn't want to live anymore. But we can be empowered to offer remote Tao Healing Hands blessings to bring peace to people's heart. I remember one time someone said, the Tao Healing Hands is to bring healing to people's hearts, whatever suffering they are experiencing. So the Tao Healing Hands will empower you to help relieve the suffering of others. So we're going to bring on our one of our guests. This is Shara Work, one of my colleagues, and she's going to share some stories also of the Tao Healing Hands and what it means to be a Tao Healing Hands healer. Welcome, Shara.
Thank you, Francisco. So great to be with you, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. You know, this is one of my favorite subjects. I could talk all evening, Francisco, about Tao Hands. So I'll just jump in whenever you're ready. Uh, a few things I want to say about Tao Hands. I have been, for those of you who don't know me, I've been a student of Master Sha for 17 years now. And I first came to Master Sha for healing. I was sick with a severe case of chronic fatigue syndrome. But I received healing for that. Western medicine actually does not have a solution for chronic fatigue syndrome. And there are times in life when I honor Western medicine. I have used Western medicine. I'm very grateful for it. We need it. But there are also things that it does not yet have solutions for. And Tao Hands is really one of those very unique and sacred treasures that we can use on anything and everything, and that works with anything and everything. It complements, it is non-invasive, and it works on the root cause of our issue. When we learn about how Tao Hands work, we learn about how the essence of this treasure, being soul, connects on a soul level and on an energetic level with whatever the issue is that we are dealing with, and begins to cleanse and rejuvenate within that area. So we are living in a very special time. Some of you may be aware, some may not. If you are new to our session this evening, welcome to you. Thank you for joining us. Master Sha identifies this particular time on Mother Earth as the soul light era. And I think there are many other spiritual teachers around the world, wonderful spiritual teachers, who also identify this time on Mother Earth as a very unique time, and one where humanity is going through a particular change of consciousness. And with any big change in human consciousness comes both success and disaster in different areas of life. That it could be science, it could be in the areas of medicine, it could be in the areas of economics, it could be in the areas of environment. And that's exactly what's happening now. And I would say in all of those areas, actually, there are big changes happening. And I think we've all learned a lot this past year, over a year now, living with COVID. And I see Kristen is saying breaking up. And I just want to know if everybody else can hear me okay. Okay, yeah, if anyone else is having that issue, please let me know. I'm getting nods that I sound okay, but thank you, Kristen, for letting us know. Many of us are aware of the change. We've all lived, this past year and a half with, a pandemic and the experience of that. And I think we've all been able to connect as a result of that in a way that maybe we haven't taken the time to do, previously. And because of that, we have learned how to communicate differently with one another. We have learned that we have not been able to live our lives in the same way in terms of gathering, being together in quite the same way. People have been afraid to go to hospitals if they feel unwell, or even go to the dentist, or go anywhere, where they might need care of some kind. And the beauty of Tao Hands, Tao Healing Hands in this time of the soul light era is that we can help people remotely wherever they may be, whether that's within our own family or whether, you know, it's within our community or another city, another country. So many families are separated now by cities, by countries or provinces. I know, you know, some of my family is 3,000 miles away from where I am right now. But when you are a Tao Hands practitioner, it makes no difference. Time nor space can separate you from receiving, you know, a special blessing of Tao source love, light, frequency, and vibration. So this is an incredible healing and rejuvenation treasure that we can have, as many of you here do, and some of you don't. There are so many good reasons why we would want to become a Tao Hands practitioner. Master Sha teaches that everything is made of soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter. And when we deal with things on the level of soul, which is message or information, and when Tao, love, light, frequency, and vibration goes to the soul or the message or the information, it begins to change any negative messaging to positive messaging. And that manifests on the level of heart, mind, energy, and matter, or the body. So I'm going to share with you a few stories of Tao Healing Hands and how I use them, because it's such a privilege to have this treasure. Like I said, I came to Master Sha all those many years ago for healing, but then, and I was healed, and then I myself became a healer because I wanted to help others the way that I had been helped. I really can't describe to you what it meant to me to get well. And if any of you have ever been really sick, you understand what I'm talking about, and gotten well, you understand what I'm talking about. It is so debilitating to not be able to function day to day, just to get out of bed and do very simple things. To lose one's employment, career, because you can't do anything, you cannot function. Loneliness, depression, you know, comes on, all kinds of issues that are exacerbated by the underlying condition. So to receive healing for that was life-changing, life-transforming, to say the least. And then to realize that I could help people like Master Sha helped me. Wow. And that was amazing. And that was just blew my heart wide open. As if my heart wasn't open enough to Master Sha before that, it really just blew it open that much more. And I went and trained in San Francisco, and I met Francisco for the first time there in 2005. So I'm going to give you an example of just a few, I think, that are amazing healing stories that, you know, of Tao Hands. So one time somebody came into Master Sha Tao Center in Toronto, and we were doing some demonstrations, you know, of Tao Hands that evening. And this man came in. He seemed very sad. He sat down. He didn't say much. He was very, very quiet. And at that time, we were choosing people to come up and be demos, you know, come up to the front of the room and receive Tao Hands blessings. And through divine guidance, this man was chosen. A lot of people put their hands up, but guidance was that this man was to come up and receive the blessing. So he came up to the front and he sat down and he explained to us that he had not been living very long in Toronto. He was from East Africa. And he had experienced, he didn't share a lot of what he had experienced, but it was very clear that he'd had a very difficult, painful life. And he had been experiencing depression for, he said, 30 years. And he seemed very kind person. He was open, but at the same time, you could feel that he also probably thought whatever we were doing was not really going to help him. And yet he was there. He showed up. And my friends, sometimes all we need to do is just show up. Okay? Please show up, because miracles can happen when you show up, as one did for this man. And so I began to offer him the Tao Hands blessing. And I was doing a little bit of singing, as chanting a soul, what we call a soul song, while I was offering the Tao Hands blessing. And I could see this man, and I could see suddenly his face began to change, and some energy, came into him. I could see with my spiritual eye the light coming into him, but from a physical perspective, I could see his energy shifting and changing. And I finished the blessing, and I said to him, "How do you feel?" And he looked up and he said, I don't understand. He said, "I feel like the 30 years of depression was just removed from me, like I just lost a huge amount of weight." He said, "My chest has been so heavy all these many years, and now it's light and it's gone." And of course, we were all, so happy, so excited. Everybody was clapping, and he was so happy. He couldn't stop smiling. He went back and he sat in his seat. And from then forward, he began to come to the center. And he brought other people. He was bringing all kinds of people to the center. He said, "This is where a miracle happened for me. You have to come. You have to come. See what they're doing here." And I share that with you as one of many, many stories that have occurred with Tao Healing Hands, over the years. Some of the stories are quite extraordinary, like that one, where someone comes one time, just one time, they receive a blessing, and 30 years of pain gone, never to return. So we as practitioners have the possibility of helping someone. Imagine that, that we could do this because we carry this light transmission that is unconditional, in its service. We never know what degree, of healing someone is going to receive. We are just the vehicles and the vessels for the Tao light to be delivered to somebody. And whatever they receive is between them and the Tao. But when you have the possibility of doing that for many, it is so, so very special. And Tao Hands have come to Mother Earth at this time so we can serve one another in unique ways, in ways that have never really in history that I'm aware of has not been done before. Of course, there were special, unique, and individual, people who had healing powers. But with Tao Hands, there are thousands and thousands of practitioners around the world, and these programs are running, bi-monthly from the center. So any number of people can receive them, and will. It's going to grow, my friends, when people realize what they have in this treasure. It will grow. And it is a new kind of healing, 21st century healing for the soul light era. It will be part, you'll see, we'll all read about it. Our children, our grandchildren will read about it. And they will say, my parents, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my sister, my brother, they were the early birds, of Tao Healing Hands. They were the ones who really started, what Master Sha brought to Mother Earth. Because he's a channel for the Tao, he has received the capacity and the ability to transmit these light hands, these light healing hands to many. And by way of Master Sha, we as master teachers and healers have been given the honor and the authority to do the same. And so that's what we're going to do, this coming weekend from Master Sha Tao Center in Toronto. We're offering Tao Healing Hands program. You'll learn more about it. And we do this because we know what Tao Hands can bring. We know and have been through personally, many of us, right? One night I woke up and I had these cramps in my legs. Have any of you ever had cramping in your legs in the middle of the night? It hurts, and I leaped out of the bed and I was pounding my leg on the floor, trying to get rid of the cramp. And I went, oh, wait a minute. Why don't I activate my Tao hands? See what happens. Sometimes I forget to use them on myself. And I did that. I activated my Tao hands, and immediately the energy in my leg, the excess energy that was forming the cramping, just started to release. And it worked much better than me pounding my foot on the floor, I'll tell you right now. So there are many small things that we can do, many big things that we can do. And all we need to do is apply, what we have. So I'm going to pause there for a moment. I see a couple of posts. I see Tasha saying, thank you for this heart-touching sharing. I did not come to Master Sha for healing, nor intended to become a healer, but receiving Tao hands had empowered me to help a few people in their time of need. I cannot thank enough the divine heaven and Master Sha for this unexpected, powerful gift. Thank you, Tasha, for sharing that. Beautiful, beautiful. Exactly. I did not expect this would ever happen. And here I am, and here many of us are using this treasure. I see Shimin asking, what about Parkinson's healing? So, Shimin, we can apply Tao hands to, pretty much anything and everything. People that use it for physical healing, emotional healing, depression, anxiety. It could be Parkinson's, it could be cancer, it could be diabetes, it could be any kind of physical issue. You can use Tao hands for career, you can use Tao hands for boosting your finances, you can use them for many, many things. There are guidelines. We give you guidelines about how to use them, how to apply them. But to answer your question, you can use them for Parkinson's. And everyone receives, an appropriate blessing through Tao hands. Some people may receive, 100% improvement on their issue. Some people may receive 50% improvement. Some people 20%. We don't know. We cannot promise anything. It's not for us to do that. But what we do know is the Tao is the ultimate creator of heaven and earth. And the Tao is very loving. The Tao is very compassionate and, can bring beautiful blessings to anyone. So that is, some of my sharing this evening, everybody. I thank you so much for listening. Like I said, I could keep going on and on and on, but I'm going to invite Francisco to come back.
Thank you, Cher. Beautiful heart. I see so many positive comments. Thank you from my heart. Lots and lots of healing is happening from around the world. So let me just share with you. Cher mentioned we are having our Tao Healing Hands program this weekend. So if you could join, be with us. But we also have something else. We have something called the July Wellness Boost. This is a monthly program that we offer where you have consistent and daily practice. So I saw some comments about different aspects of healing. This is the perfect place to, Shamim, perfect place to come, to be in what we call the Tao Calligraphy Field positive field to nourish your soul, heart, mind, and body. And what's beautiful about the Wellness Boost is you get daily practice. Every day, Monday through Friday, we get on a call and practice daily, chanting for healing for each other. So you're in a group, a very large group. So the vibration is very strong and it's wonderful. The Wellness Boost is for all life. Many people join who have sickness, but it's for any struggle that you are going through. And that's going to be starting in the month of July. So that's just like a week and a half away. Can you believe that? And the July Wellness Boost also comes with 3 Tao Calligraphy Field sessions. Those are sessions where we connect to this positive field, to like the calligraphies you see right behind me. And we do meditation, we do Tai Chi, we also do the Tao Calligraphy Light Massage. They are part of our Wellness Boost. So you don't want to miss this. One of our guests today will she will share a little story about that later today. Okay, so just give me one. So we're going to bring on our first guest. The first one is Felix, and he has a Tao Healing Hands story to share with everyone. Welcome, Felix. If you could unmute yourself.
Yes, thank you. Very grateful to be here. Okay, so I'm Felix. I'm 26 years old. Oh, 27 this year, a few days ago. And yeah, so I received the Tao Hands 5 years ago. And they really helped me. They helped a lot of people. And I could share a lot of stories with my family, with myself. But I'm going to share the story of a friend that I saw 3 weeks ago. And so I met him in the street. His name is Martin. He's a musician, and he works a lot. And I saw him in the street. He was going to the pharmacy because actually he fell down. And he's a guitarist, so he really needed his hand. And he had some pain, he hurt himself. So I just talked to him and say hi, how he was, and he explained me. And so he was going to the pharmacy, take some medication. So I said to him, I can offer you a blessing if you want. And he was interested, but I said to him, go to the pharmacy, take your medication. But just before taking them, I will offer you the blessing. So we have been taking what he needed, and then I offered him the blessing, and as straight as I offered him the blessing, which is not, Tao Hands is a transmission that we receive. So we are very blessed to have this opportunity. And as soon as I offered the blessing with the Tao Hands, he was so happy. He could feel, and it was really linked with anxiety in his heart. It was really making him feel anxious in his heart with his work. And I could feel it in the blessing. And I said, Martin, I feel it. I feel it's related a bit with your heart, with your anxiety. And he said, oh, yes, because I cannot work. And it was very difficult for him. So when I offered him the blessing, I could feel he was more relaxed. And his hand, actually, he was starting to move it just a little bit more. So it was instant healing. And usually when he hurt his hand, he explained me, it's like chronic because he works so much that he always, by a certain way, hurt himself. So this time he fell down and all this finger was like very inflated and very painful. He could not move it. And he said to me, usually it takes me a week, but I really need to work because tomorrow I need to play some music and the day after as well. So after the blessing, he has been able to go to work. He felt much better. And then also 2 days after, I offered him another blessing. And then I saw him a week later after that. Oh no, not a week, 3 days after. So I saw him another day after that. And he was like so happy that everything could transform faster and very grateful. So the Tao Hands, they are a very powerful tool that we have. And just a last sharing, I use the Tao Hands for myself, for example, when I need to sleep more or for my family. But every time that I use the Tao Hands for other people, it makes me even so much happier. So they're a great tool. Thank you.
Let me ask you a question, Felix.
Yes.
You've been a Tao Healing Hands practitioner 5 years. Why did you become one in the first place?
So I was around 21, something like this, and I was traveling around the world, and I just wanted to discover, discovered things. I was going in Europe, in Australia, and then at the return, I stopped to Hawaii. And then in Hawaii, I discovered Master Patrick and Master Orlena. And they introduced me, and I was like, wow, this is interesting. This is powerful. So just a few months later, I did not have so many savings, but I just put all my savings in the Tao Hands, and I do not regret it. At first, it was like difficult, but it's really worth it, and it really helped me.
And I noticed that you have wanted to inspire others to become Tao Healing Hands practitioners. What drives you to share this message?
It's really my heart calling. It's my experience. I have been traveling a lot, and I'm young. You can think, oh, he's a little boy. Don't think that. I had my experience, and I had many different works. And actually, working with the Tao Hands is one of the work that make me the most grounded and the most happy. And it's really about how you feel and how you experiment it. So I really invite the ones that do not know. Oh, and another thing, for example, the Reiki. I received the Reiki transmission.
Yes.
That really helped me. But the Tao Hands is a very different level.
And what is different for you between Reiki and the Tao Healing Hands in your experience?
The Reiki really helped me to be in contact of a community of healers, and the energy was way more subtle to feel, but I could feel it was working. The Tao Hands is like, to my experience, I don't judge, I don't compare, I just share you my experience. It's 100 times more powerful. It's like the first day I received the Tao Hands. So in the training, we learn how to use it, we learn what to do, what not to do. And then there was this time where we're like, okay, we just received the transmission, and just with another person, we offer ourselves a blessing. And just during the formation, during the training, I had a big pain on my feet, like in my ankle, and I could not walk properly. It was incredible. I received the Tao Hands blessing from the friend I was assigned with, and instantly the pain disappeared. I was like very surprised.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you, Felix. So thank you for joining us. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Beautiful. Felix loves to serve and just to go around the world and make others happier and healthier. It's a great inspiration for many of us. That's what Tao Healing Hands does. It empowers you to serve others. To serve is to make others happier, healthier. So you have an empowerment. Many times when a loved one, a family member, or yourself gets sick or something happens, like an accident, you now can do something. You are empowered to heal and transform your life and the life of others. Okay. We're going to bring on our next guest. So the next guest is Indra. So let's welcome Indra. Welcome, Indra.
Hello.
So you have several stories to share. So please share your stories.
Thank you. I'll start with Tao Hands this evening. And so when I decided to take the Tao Hands training, I was taking it for addressing a few health issues that I had personally. I knew that there was. I was looking for some answers, and I knew Tao Hands was an avenue where I was going to receive something, but I didn't quite know what yet. And so when I received the transmission, I was actually really amazed to see the difference. So what I came for was having like burnout and a couple of domino effect health issues like skin issues and whatnot. So with the Tao Hands, it's been miraculous. I've been, I had some problems at night where I was waking up with the skin being irritated. And because I was able to learn how to apply to myself, I was able to actually wake up in the middle of the night, start giving myself blessings. And really, honestly, within, under 10 minutes, I went from feeling completely irritated to very calm. And that spoke volumes to me because I was already a holistic practitioner in many other areas. So to experience this so quickly and within just doing that on myself, it really got me excited. And then my clients that I've been serving for other things started noticing some changes within me as well. They're like, Indira, you're shining brightly. You're, there's a whole different, aura about you. You're giving off a different energy. And it was all to do with how Tao Hands was working its magic within. And one experience I wanted to share was I was working on a client I was giving them quantum shamanic Reiki, and there was a blockage, and there was, they had a muscle tension, and was also using some massage, and it just wasn't cutting it. And then I got this really strong flash to offer a blessing if appropriate. So I asked the client, would you be willing to, receive a blessing? And I was still just learning how to apply my Tao Hands at this point. And they consented. So I went ahead and I offered the blessing. And this was a chronic issue that they had for about 15 years. And within, I think it was about 5 minutes, we were able to actually, the person was able to feel that blockage loosen. And in my mind's eye, I was actually able to see everything just kind of it was all lifting away. And by the end of the session, which was probably about 15 minutes later, by the time they had gotten dressed, their face was entirely different. And they smiled. And she looked at me and she's like, you're an angel. And I said, how so? And she said, I've had this issue for 15 years and I have gone through so many different practitioners and therapists and, you name it, through the medical system. And I've never once experienced any kind of relief than I did today. And so I followed up with her. And I followed up with her a few days later. And then I ended up getting, she checked in with me a long time later. It was about a month later. Never came back. So these are the types of results that we can actually achieve with Tao Hands. And that's only one story that I have. For myself, I've also been able to, through Tao Hands, my family has come to me, so there's been lots of healing that has happened that way. And I really got a chance to see the importance of sharing this with our planet right now, and the overall need that we have with the, with the fact that we're entering into the solar era. So it became my mission to start to really focus on being this, of offering this to the world. And I let go of everything else that I was doing in my life. And with that, I discovered the importance of daily practice. And the difference between having daily practice versus not is absolutely a game changer. So if I do a day, for example, and I, prioritize other things and not necessarily prioritize my self-care practice, I have a different day. And it's a little less enjoyable. Whereas when I, really dedicate my time in the morning to some self-care, then it just really helps to get things moving. My day is a lot more enjoyable. Things are, a lot more easier. People come to me as well because they feel that whole energy. And so the beautiful thing that I actually started to enjoy as well was the Wellness Boost program that is offered. And I highly recommend this, guys. It's really convenient. We can try to do things on our own. And we also have our ups and downs with that, right? Because we're human. But with this wellness program, it is a completely well thought out program, and they've gotten everything. So we show up, it's daily call, 9 o'clock in the morning, we show up, and master teachers are walking us through these really amazing practices. They have been able to design it in a way what is needed in real time, and it's always perfect. So it really takes away that stress of oh, how should I be doing today, or what should I be covering? At least it gets us into that space where we can just really ease into it and just show up and be present. And the other, so that's the morning practice. And then there's also other things that they're offering with the Tai Chi and the meditation and the light massage. And those ones are, when you're in the Tao Calligraphy Healing Field, it's just a completely different experience. It really helps us to ground it really helps us to be present, and it really gives us the space to do this really, really deep, profound healing that's needed right now for ourselves, for the planet, for our families, you name it. It's just this really amazing experience to be in. So I really highly recommend giving it a go. If you feel that inner yes that's starting to kind of show up a little bit, I really do invite you to just try it out at the very least. Thank you.
Great, beautiful, Indra. Your stories are so inspirational. I can't believe it. Just listening to you, I was like, wow. Thank you, Indra, for everything. Amazing. Thank you for sharing all that. Congratulations also for all the results.
Thank you as well. Thanks for
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so absolutely amazing. Share your, how did you all enjoy Felix and Indra's story today? Absolutely amazing. Yeah, you too. Indra just became a Tao Healing Hands practitioner not too long ago. So you too can empower yourself to, do these kinds of things. Absolutely amazing. Layla has posted there the links to apply to become a Tao Healing Hands practitioner, also for the July Wellness Boost. Those links are now available. So the Tao Healing Hands is a source transmission. So it is a transmission of light. We connect with Tao source, and we transmit to your soul, heart, mind, and body the Tao Healing Hands. What does that mean? It's like having this connection, almost like a string of light that connects you to Tao source. It's a permanent connection where you are 24/7 connected to Tao source. And when you activate the Tao Healing Hands, it is the Tao source that is offering the spiritual healing. It is not you. It's not Francisco or Felix or Indra. It's the Tao source that is flowing through the Tao Healing Hands. And Tao source carries a very high frequency vibration. When we have sickness, or when we have like sadness, grief, when we have imbalances or blockages in our life, it's because somewhere in our soul, heart, mind, and body, there is negative information that needs to transform. How does it, the Tao Healing Hands come in with high positive frequency vibration? They wash away your blockages, uplift your frequency vibration, and help to transform any of those negative messages, and brings in the positive messages of good health, success, and much, much more. So in the program, you are going to learn how to offer the Tao Healing Hands blessings to many different aspects of life. That includes health, physical body, emotional body, mental body, spiritual body, relationships, finances, business, and more. So in the upcoming workshop, you're going to learn all of that into applications. And what's more, it's the Tao Healing Hands comes with a special package. We call it the Spiritual Protection Package. And that package comes with, one of them is called the Light Wall. So as a healer, you need to protect yourself. So you receive the spiritual light wall for that. It also comes with something called a spiritual pendulum, where you're going to learn how to use it. It's like a spiritual channel where you learn how to use it to check guidance for yes or no questions. And we're going to teach you how to use it to check whether or not someone is ready to receive a Tao Healing Hands blessing. Now, you do have to apply to join the program. So we have posted there the application link. We will quickly submit, process your application, and then you'll get an approval letter right away that you could register for this weekend. It starts on Friday, so don't miss it. Now, I'm going to offer now a Tao Healing Hands blessing to everyone, okay? So take a moment. What do you want a Tao Healing Hands blessing for? You're welcome to post in the chat what you would like a Tao Healing Hands blessing for. You name it, just post it. Just pick one request of your choice. It could be something physical. Maybe you have some pain or dealing with a health condition, or maybe there's a relationship that you want to bring more love, peace, and harmony to. Or maybe you're having some struggles with finances. Make your request at this time, okay? So take a moment, post your requests. As I mentioned, Tao Healing Hands is for all life. Any challenge that you have, you could offer a Tao Healing Hands blessing for. It doesn't matter what that is, any kind of life challenge that you have, you transform that with the Tao Healing Hands blessing. Now, with the Tao Healing Hands, it is an empowerment. So it's a permanent transmission. So the minute that you receive it, you're going to learn how to use it for self-healing, group healing, healing others, and remote healing. So you've noticed that Felix is from Costa Rica. Indra is from here in Ontario. And, many of my clients come from all over the world. But we can activate the Tao Healing Hands to offer remote Tao Healing Hands blessing. Okay, see some requests. Carol would love a quiet heart. Beautiful. A peaceful, quiet heart. I think we all need that. S. Jane, for a relationship. Yes. Felix for grounding. Some people are requesting as appropriate or let heaven's choice. Also, that's appropriate. Just let heaven decide. Rosetta would like it for finances. Okay, so continue to post. If you have not had a chance to post, you can do it also silently in your heart. Okay, so how do you receive? Close your eyes now. Okay, Susan for acid reflux. Adriana for a health condition. Tash for lungs. Perfect. Okay, close your eyes, everyone. Sit up straight. Relax the crown of your head. Relax your neck, your shoulders. Wendy for strong immunity. Layla to boost her energy. Kiru for heaven's choice. Totally relax, everyone. So I'm going to activate my Tao Healing Hands. So dear Tao Source, dear the Tao Healing Hands, please offer a Tao Healing Hands blessing for everyone's request. Offer a blessing as appropriate to everyone. Close your eyes. Blessings start. Tao Healing Hands blessing for your request. Beautiful light shines to your area, the area you have requested. The light is getting brighter and brighter. If you requested for the physical body, that organ, that part of the body is shining bright light. The Tao Healing Hands is nourishing you. The Tao Healing Hands cleanses blockages of the soul, heart, mind, and body. Your relationships are being blessed for those who requested relationships, finances. Everyone's request. your whole body is radiating light. It's getting brighter and brighter and brighter. How. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. Okay, you could open your eyes, everyone. Move your body. Notice how you feel. Notice any changes in your heart, in your body, your mind. And then take a moment to share your experience in the chat, everyone. Okay, I myself felt so much light that was just radiating. You know, the Tao Healing Hands, you activate it and the light just shines bright light to everyone. What's beautiful is when you're doing this kind of work is that you're being nourished. So there's so much light. This light comes from the source, and source carries a pure vibration, a high frequency vibration. So this light can nourish your soul, heart, mind, and body. Even myself, as the one offering the healing, I'm being nourished and it just feels so good. Okay, Risto said, blessings. Tash, my lungs are clearer now. That was Tash. Andrea, I feel amazing, so happy. The light was amazing. Felix, thank you. It was very powerful blessing. I could feel a strong, powerful light coming into the lower parts of my body like a big golden light bulb. Vanilla gives her thanks. Shara said, I asked to release neck tension. I feel like I had a super massage. Great feeling. Adriana, much gratitude. I feel sleepy now. Okay, if you're in, good time to go fall asleep now. S. Jane, feeling so calm. Layla, thank you. I'm still buzzing. Morgan gives her gratitude. Ingrid, a lot of light. Okay, continue to share, everybody. So that's the power of the Tao Healing Hands. Tao Healing Hands carries Tao Love, which melts all blockages. Tao Forgiveness, which brings peace, inner joy. Tao Light, which helps to heal, transform all aspects of life. Tao Compassion, which helps to boost your energy, stamina, vitality, immunity. The Tao Healing Hands carry all these qualities of the source, including flourishing, service, and more. Susan said, I feel good. It's always a blessing. Thank you. Rosetta, wow, thank you so much. I saw so much light showering down into my heart center and spreading throughout my body. So nourished and tingling. Michelle, feeling peaceful. Andrew, thank you. Very powerful. So much resonance, so much love coming through as always. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew is from New Zealand. We just became Facebook friends a few days ago. Great. I believe Andrew is going to become a Tao Healing Hands practitioner soon, or maybe he just became one. Okay, amazing. So empower yourself to become a Tao Healing Hands practitioner. Apply now. If you are already a Tao Healing Hands practitioner, share this with your friends, your loved ones who might be interested in becoming a Tao Healing Hands practitioner. And they could join us this weekend, starting on Friday, for our program for the Tao Healing Hands. So I thank you, everyone. I love you all. And we're going to welcome back Richie at this time for any final words.
Thank you so much, Francisco. So this was a very powerful session today, and I received so much blessings. I hope you did as well. So remember that the Tao Healing Hands workshop starts Friday and will continue till the 27th. So, take this opportunity, apply for it. If you're already a practitioner, share it with your friends, with your family who you feel would benefit from becoming a practitioner themselves. Remember to also look into the July Wellness Boost. Layla has posted the links for you to find more information about the program. As Indira shared, it's such a powerful program to be in for an amount of 4 weeks worth of time, and you get to be with the master teachers that will lead you through daily practices to really nourish yourself, give you the healing and the opportunity to work with aspects of your life that you need support in. And this Saturday, on June 26th, we also have a beautiful Saturday demonstration session, which is complimentary. Francisco will be leading it from 11:30 a.m. So we welcome you to join that. It is especially a beautiful, beautiful event for people who have not had the experience of being in the Tao Calligraphy Healing Field yet. So do share it with people that you know that would love to have that experience for themselves. So I really, really thank Felix, Indira for coming on and sharing their beautiful experience with Tao Healing Hands and their June Wellness Boost. And I'm thanking Cher as well for coming on and sharing such wisdom with us and her personal experiences with Tao Healing Hands. So until next time, see you Wednesday. Please join us next week again, same time, 7 p.m. EST. Until then, wishing you a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. Love you. Take care. Bye.